Welcome back to the Checkmate Gaming Showdown. This is the second cup of October for the $10,000 tournament at the end of this month. Fawn, another one, man. I feel like we just had the last one, the big one. We saw just incredible plays from Just Us taking on Right Turtle, and it was amazing. Last week we got seeing a rematch, and then it flipped. We got to see Just Us winning it. I mean, and it was an amazing matches. Fawn, how you doing tonight, though, man?
I'm feeling pretty good about everything, man. I mean, I think we've saw some amazing matches earlier today. I think we did a good job of being able to see how people form their drafts and form their meta around a lot of these different characters. And I think that it's a great opportunity to see the creativity of these players. I mean, here we are in semifinals, and I'm still sure that we'll see a lot of creativity here in the drafts.
Yeah, let's check out what we've got for our setup here in our semifinal. We've got Brave Penguin taking on LAGr Esports. That's going to be Go Rizzle, Killa Season, Gorilla, and Obi. Oh my gosh, I know an Obi. I wonder if that's him. I hope that's him. That would be awesome. I used to compete with him way back some Halo. That would be great. But, you know, Obi's a pretty popular name. I'm not even going to talk about that. But then we've got Penguin. We just witnessed Penguin. We saw swap outs do some amazing stuff. Billiams clutching it up. Fawn, talk to me about this setup, though. Palace, game number 1.
So this is probably one of the most interesting things about both of these teams. I mean, we just saw Brave Penguin. We saw how well they were doing, how effectively they were making usage of a lot of their drafts, just pretty much making comeback after comeback on both Demolitions maps. We just saw them do well on Favelas with King of the Hill, and they played everything pretty much so well. And I think that is indicative of how well that they normally do things, at least as far as we've seen them today in the tournament. But I want to talk a little bit about LAGr Esports. We have Rock Soldier, Gorizzle, Killa Season, Obi. We've seen them before. Let me talk a little bit about the boy. Let me talk a little bit about Gorilla FPS, Gogurt, for those of you for some of you that know him. Used to play on a Paladins Pro team a little bit ago. He was on console. He did an amazing job. He was probably the second Moji fan, me being the first and number one and only Moji fan for those of you that follow Paladins like that. Big fan of her. He's done a great job at usually playing those sort of out-of-pocket characters, those little bit of like out-of-meta characters, and we've seen him a few times. Here he is back during one of the more recent showdowns, obviously in the second showdown of October, and he's expecting to play. He is a very good player, and he has had the credentials to prove it before on a great console team and doing extremely well on a lot of these other future matches that I expect to see him in. So
all right, well, let's check out the bands and see what they have got in store. And we've got Dallas and Ronin. Dallas, that's the first Dallas pick or band that we've seen tonight on Palace. What do you think about that? Where do you think their head's at for that Dallas pick?
It's just what he provides. Most people aren't really too concerned about a lot of different intel, but Dallas's ability to be able to not only scout out the person closest to him, but also provide information in the fact of contextual clues. Hey, I see Dallas is using his ability. I got reveal, but okay, we can pretty much place where everybody else might be as well, right? Because we have 3 other people on our team. We have multiple other people on our team. We can find out and use context clues, contextual clues to figure out where people might be at. And Dallas does a great job at providing that information while also providing the things that aren't physically there, right? Gives you a good look.
You know, Ronin has really been that counter for the intel all night long. Like, we've seen Ronin picked consistently. I mean, that's pretty much been the most consistent. Well, what you would like to have seen, like you said, is the runway, but we've just been getting a ton of Ronin. Like, that's just been it all day. Now, why are these teams so consistently against the Ronin? I mean, obviously, you know, it's tough to have a player like that just open up the map. But we're going to jump into this one, but we're going to still continue to talk about that. But we've got game number 1, Palace. But yeah, Ronin, man, such a huge impact apparently on this entire meta.
Yeah, it's It's because of how prominent Dallas has become and how much Intel has really taken a forefront on a lot of these different maps. One of the biggest things it is that I would definitely say is the fact that seeing all of these characters end up being picked and utilized, more specifically the Ronin end up being banned, is a good story to be able to tell. Because we're talking about a character that not only can avoid Intel, but that ballistic knife, she tosses it out and shoots it, it does a lot of damage. You have to be really concerned about that. It also controls a lot of space. She's overall a great character, and along with the inclusion of the weapon mastery system means that she has access to even better guns. So I think that she's in a wonderful spot, and it makes sense why, just not only for the intel, but because of her abilities, what she's able to provide to a team, and that really does affect a lot.
I like how LAGr Esports are really synchronized up with their names right now. We've got the Go-Gurts, the Goes, all across the board. Even Obi, he's Gobi. So they're just in sync right now. They're just ready to rock and roll. You look at their winnings, you look at their wins on Checkmate Gaming, and they're pretty consistent. And both teams are pretty even when you look at both of their records across different titles. I'd say that they're both the same level of experience. But looking here, oh, love that. Gosh, I could watch that all day right there. That's just a really good look. Man, I want that. Like, gimme.
Yeah, understandable. I mean, it's a great emote, honestly.
Feeling festive.
And also cool, and also great glider as well, too. I mean, like, I think that glider is so sick, actually. I also want that glider. I'm gonna have to do something to be able to get that glider, man. Not too sure. Toss out double Simtex and forces him out, but Go-Gurt actually goes down almost instantly. However, they are able to trade things out on Go Killer here. He's at least able to find a down of his own.
Go Gizzle for Rizzle. He's going to make his play. He's got 10 health points. He's going to wait. Just wait it out. Listening to the call-outs. He's going to hit the headshot. Crucial. Go Killer right behind him. Billiams, though, he's going to get the down. He gets the double down. And Gobi has no health. You got to push him. You got to push him. And he goes down. There we go, Billiams. Okay. Why was I ever I should never talk smack about this man again. Or maybe I should keep talking about this man. He's just...
Yeah, fuel him.
He's motivated.
Fuel him. He's like, man, I can't believe that one caster is really trying to talk all this smack about him.
That's
specifically one of them and not the other.
Okay.
I have to prove him wrong.
The animosity, really, anybody can overcome the animosity. It's when you give somebody power, you really got to worry about it. Well, let's see what Billiams does with it. I'm going to hype him up this one. I'm going to really put the pressure on. Let's stay on with Billiams. He's got a lot riding right now. He did a really great job last round, and he is trying to rock the intel. He's not going to take that fight. He's going to just wait it out, see what his team can do to get into position. Go Gizzle for Rizzle is going to get temporarily put out of commission, but then gets the peak with the runway, trying to go for an early pick. Not going to happen. Sin mode waiting up here, just trying to get something. Does get some good damage down, but no cigar. Finally able to get the flank, but he goes down from the drone. Go Rizzle's going to get that opener. Now they're going to try to push through the smoke, the runway, trying to get a nade off. Coming through with the X-Men pajamas. Gets the roll, not going to be able to make anything happen. It's Soka all day. Comes up and just rains down fire. 2-0 lead already for this team. Brave Penguin looking pretty darn good already. LAGr Esports, they got to get their stuff together. They have some strong openings. They have good pushes. They start to attack, and then it all just unfolds and does not go in their favor. What's going on?
I think that is an attribution to how well we typically see these guys play, honestly, because we saw them look a little bit unfamiliar the very, very first time they played on Palace here, right? Wasn't doing too well, made a comeback, 8-6. They still lost that game. Now, this is looking to me like they have adapted and understood what this map is about, how they need to play this map, and why it's working for them so well. Gobi and Go Rizzle, they both get, one of them gets the down, the other one finishes them off. And now, It's all a matter of perspective. Who has the advantage here? You have a numbers differential, that's for sure, but I would still be concerned about the health bars on the side of LAGr Esports.
Runway able to just use a ton of utility, puts the bomb down, gets out of there, probably gets a better angle. GoKilla doesn't need to hang out there anymore. They do get out. They're still hanging up down below. I think there's one up top. Gotta watch out. GoKilla's in a tough spot right now. He's still getting some damage put down on top of him. GoKilla gonna get that kill on Sin mode. Swap outs though. Does get one on the Go Rizzle, but then they are able to swing it around and win their fights. Take down the team with some pressure on them. Okay. They're on the board.
Yeah, 2-1. LAGr Esports' first game to take against Brave Penguins here. I'm a little bit interested to see how they fare in the upcoming rounds because I believe Brave Penguin, they were pushing forward. They were trying to see if they could play a little bit more aggressive because they knew that obviously where the bomb was planted, there was no way they stick that. Even with Dahlia smoke, too many eyes trained on it, too many choke points we have to move through in order to actually be useful, right? In order to actually try and clear space. So not only are they going to back off, play a little bit more passively, we see that one of them's already pushed up on the left side of LAGr Esports, and is trying to see if they can go through that sort of temple area. See what they can find, but Gobi actually gets downed immediately. Same thing for Sin. If they find some sort of way out, that's a little bit too aggressive. I'm not too sure if I entirely agree with that. He swings around out in the open to see if he can down the opposing runway and gets downed as well. That's playing a little bit too aggressive, but I mean, hey, that's GoGrid for you. I do know that, man. That is his type of play style. So whether it works or not, he's gonna do it.
Sokka making him pay all over the feed for that guy, and they're going to shut down their temporary bout of momentum and put them 2 rounds ahead once again. Going to sit on board here with GoGizzle, because GoGizzle was having some good picks there in that last round. Let's see what they can do here up at the top, see if we can get a long-range headshot right off the bat. Nope, he's just going to try to get with his team here and get an early push right up top. Liking the positioning right off the bat. See if he can line up something. Oh my God! He just immediately takes that man's head off. Swap out, see you later. Got the numbers advantage right away with that pick. And this is going to be a much easier round. Great shot and a double. Able to hit both of them back to back. Beautiful. Go Gizzle.
Okay, man, I see you. That's a homie right there. I know. Yeah, I mean, that is... Hey, this is what I'm talking about. He loves to play aggressive. You already saw how far up and how much space he was willing to make. Even if it would have resulted in his death, he's willing to push up and do tons of stuff to be able to provide an opportunity for his team, right? He's taking that step forward, but all we really need to do is hold on. We don't really need to take a lot of these fights. They're swinging together, but another one gets down. They just have to play post-plant here, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're burning time down and finding good shots, but they won't actually be able to defuse that. That's pretty much all she wrote for this round. LAGr Esports, okay. 2-3 so far.
That was outstanding. There was a moment there where they couldn't peek to be able to prevent that bomb from getting disarmed. I think there was enough time for someone to possibly do it on Brave Penguin, but there's no way of knowing. There's just no way. They didn't have the intel for it. And eventually they tried to make the pushes to try to get the cleanups and make something happen, but the positioning was too much and the shots were too good. Go Gizzle, able to hit everything. Very, very accurate round for him. Was not missing, was able to get a good double shot pick, was able to get that opener headshot that really just cemented everything, and it happens again.
Man, oh man. That is the epitome of GoGrid right there. That is like, I'm going to push forward. I don't care what anybody's doing. I don't care what space that creates. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to play it my way. The team's going to follow up. That's back when he was on a team, I believe, with Prosper Logic and Cool Matt, I think.
Oh,
People
no
who
way.
are
The GOAT.
spread, yeah, spread like all around in terms of competitive play, having multiple experience. But I believe the team was Gogurt, Cool Matt, Prosper, and Logi. I don't know if Logi plays Road Company, but I do remember saying him and Prosper Logic's name when I was commentating a lot because they were absolutely amazing players, and Gogurt was a part of that crew. He is an amazing player, honestly. I mean, like I said, he will play aggressive, and to be fair, playing with Cool Matt and Prosper, you gotta play that way. Like they are always like they're very smart players. They are very well aware of what they need to do. They have great game sense, and Gogurt's a part of some of the best of them. So it makes the most sense. Rizzle manages to get the first down of this round though.
Yeah, even though he gets that extremely good opening shot for the second time in a row, it did not matter. Swap outs, though, he's able to get his. Swap outs goes again. Swap outs all over the place. Oh my God. Ultimate flank. Man. The ultimate flank from swap outs. Lands all the shots, hits everything, and wins the round almost single-handedly with that flank. Beautiful work by swap outs. Get that man off of runway.
Well, it's too late now. They have their ban opportunity. They had their ban opportunity, and now here it is, right? Up 5-2. Here we are in the semifinals. And I am floored, really. Like, almost like impressed, to be honest with you. I think it is a great opportunity to be able to see a lot of these players here. We're actually locking in the glitch on both sides. I'm interested. So we have the glitch. I'm not too sure what threat that poses other than intel. Like, that's probably the only thing I could imagine is the intel, because most of the abilities on the other team, actually, they're not going to be in range for you to hack them before they use it. Like, and I'm talking about this from the perspective of LAGr Esports team. Like, having that glitch there, you have Talon, Runway, a glitch, and a Dahlia. None of them are going to be close enough for you to use your ability to where I think it would actually matter. So I imagine this glitch has to be for intel. Because there's no way. Because Runway can use her ability early. Talon has Radar Dart and can toss that out and then recall it back. And unless you hack him, it doesn't matter. And Dahlia's going to be close to whoever her link is, right? So I'm not sure. It literally just has to be for the intel for when they're rotating and such.
GoGizzle playing a little bit more conservatively here on defense. Going to get that rotation. Gets that intel a little bit. Hearing maybe some footsteps. Gets that comms. Or maybe not. But they're planting the bomb, and now she's going to make the move. GoGizzle coming down. Player's going to be waiting for her on that side, so good thing she was able to get back with her team here. Get a frontal assault. They're going to have the high ground, though, so they have got to get them off of there if they're going to want to have a chance in hell at getting that. But they are able to take down Soka. That's huge because Soka currently is just dominating on the other side. So looking at those stats, all of the elims, all of the downs in favor of Soka. GoGizzle able to get Soka down, get some good damage in, backs off. Gets taken down by Sin Mode, though. And I don't think there's enough time. Yeah, that's going to be it. So, excellent execution out of Brave Penguin there. And they are a very strong attack team, as we have seen in the past.
Yeah, they are doing so well. Extremely well, actually, compared to how we first saw them on this map. We were talking about them having such a strong presence during the defensive rounds, and now they're on offense, which is something we've seen them do extremely well and feel the most comfortable in. So they're sitting pretty right now. The score's 6-2. LAGr Esports not doing too hot right now. Only 2 rounds in their pocket. It's becoming a little bit more dangerous as the rounds go on. There's only two more mistakes they can, well, really one more mistake they can afford to make. And that's going to be curtains for them if they don't find some sort of way to retake this momentum from Brave Penguin right now because they are not struggling at all.
Soka grabbing a haircut from GoGizzle. He's going to make a push through the doors. Oh my gosh, look at this confident play right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing. He's going to go in for the flank. We've already seen a great flanking runway play out of swap outs. See if it can be made once more by GoGizzle on this side. Still trying to make something happen. Can't quite make it without getting seen. Swap outs is weak up top. No comms were made, though. Hasn't even looked up there. Sin mode. Going to take out Gobi. Gobi goes down for good. Oh, baby, the shots coming in from swap outs. Once again, the mirror match. That's going to be one. Sin mode getting some good picks. Gets some shots down. Doesn't matter. No trade coming in. Swap outs goes in and gets the cleanup. And only one round away from taking this game number one.
Yeah, already. They find themselves in a perfect spot. I mean, 7-2. They only need one more round here, and I'm not too sure if I agree with a couple of plays made there by Gogurt, in my personal opinion, from what I was watching. We saw him a couple of times try and push in behind the Glitch, and Glitch had his little gadget thing up, so he can tell them if there's more than one person there, but he utilizes one of his 2 Simtexes. I'm not sure if that really comes into play a lot. If we're really, like, if we really want to be nitpicky about it in terms of that round, I'm not sure if that second Simtex would have helped him try and retake that with how aggressive he was playing, but maybe he would have been a little less cautious about holding on to his utility until, you know, like a little bit after anything would have actually happened. They actually get the Glitch off, and then that's going to be pretty much it. It stalls them out, but it's not, see, that's the thing, though, is that, like, it stalls them out for, like, a little bit, but it's not for much. You stall them on the way in because you have the intel, but what about after?
Swap out's trying to get an angle here. Lining one up, just going to pre-fire it. There's 3 there. This is going to be a tough shot, and he's able to land it. GoRizzle goes down. Swap outs all day, just killing it. We witnessed an incredible game 3 earlier, and now we are seeing just as good a game, almost narrowly getting the top of the head of that player. Not going to happen. Oh my gosh, it's another one!
Oh, again?
Swap outs not missing a shot and going to let his team get in there and finally lands the headshot for the win. 8-2 in game number 1. LAGr have got a mountain to climb right now, Fawn. A mountain.
And here we are heading off into a respawn game mode, right? Like, once again, I mentioned it time and time again, but this is to sort of illustrate the point it is that I want to make. It is the point of them being so prominent. Like, Brave Penguins, once again, we saw them struggle the very first time we saw them on this map. They really struggled with trying to find their own perspective, right? And then we see them do so well on attack. Here, they feel way more confident. And I would be greatly concerned if I was the opposing side, right? Because they clearly have the momentum going into this in the next match. 8-2 is not an easy score line to make at this level of play. I would be concerned, but at the same time, I feel like the draft wasn't necessarily there. I'm not sure why they didn't ban the runway. I would absolutely ban runway on demolition. On King of the Hill, like respawn game modes, like Strikeout, King of the Hill, not really, like, interested, but, I mean, you could ban her if you felt like it. But not banning runway here, even if both of you have access to it, I think is still too big of a risk to take. That utility, having all those mollies, those Simtexes, it's rough. Like, it is a rough and long hill to climb to actually make sort of, like, your voice heard with this. Once again, beautiful shots as well from Gogurt, man. I mean, like, just... They played well. It was just a matter of every time it was, they felt like that they had a sort of like, see, like this is the thing. You have these great shots. You feel like things are going your way, but they get taken away just as quickly. It's Brave Penguin's ability to be able to adapt and recognize what's happening.
Yeah, you saw right there that one flank from swap outs, just taking everybody off the board. And then this one, this confident peak, and landing another one right after it. Oh, man, this was a montage in the making. Swap outs is having the night of his life. Just the blind fire through the smoke, ending that one in style. And now we've got
Yeah.
Breach coming up next. What can we expect from this one? I mean, I already know. I think the number one ban we've seen tonight on every King of the Hill has so far been Scorch.
Yeah. Scorch and Ronin still are two characters that we've been seeing a lot of. Scorch and Vi, more so, is definitely something that I would keep in mind a lot. Two really, really powerful characters that you have to be concerned about, and somebody in both two characters that are great at playing retake, winning these duels one-on-one. I think it's a great opportunity to be able to pick out those characters. I would definitely ban them. I would definitely ban them for sure. Like I don't think it's too much of a chore to not ban those two, but we can head to the bans and see what's up.
Yep, let's check them out, see what they got, and there you go. No surprise there. I think you should be pretty happy about that one.
Yeah, Scorch being banned out, but Lancer is actually the other side of that ban. Scorch and Vi are typically the usual suspects that we see, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I really I can agree with the Lancer ban on this map, actually. The more it is, I think about it. I'm thinking about King of the Hill. I'm thinking about what sort of perspective, what odds this brings to any sort of team it is that you have. Once again, Lancer creates space even when she's not where you think she is, right? It's about a matter of always watching out for that flank, making sure that she's not utilizing that quick and quiet to their most optimized capability. And obviously Scorch banning because it's hard to duel her. I mean, like, it's just a hard character to fight against. It is really a tough time trying to outduel a Scorch, especially when she's immune to Incense, which is probably one of the better utilities or better mollies in the entire game, I would say. The ability to be able to keep people off of an objective for multiple times at end is something that she's great at doing with those Incense. So,
well, you've been saying it. Get the Lancer out of there, and finally they listen to you. So LAGr being smart and Brave Penguin, got to get the Scorch out of there. And so here we go. Going into game number 2, Brave Penguin looking to solidify themselves into the finals, and they look too darn good and ready so far. They want to do it here on Breach, King of the Hill, and it has been an incredible night so far in the second cup of October, the Checkmate Gaming Showdown, the $10,000 qualifier. It's going to be here at the end of the month. We've still got one more cup. Make sure you sign up. CheckmateGaming.com. So here we go. We've got picks coming in. Runway, no surprise there. What do you think about that on Breach, though?
Runway's cool, but it's like, I don't personally, to me, I feel like picking and utilizing Runway is great, but I feel like there's a point to where you start to overhype her. She's a great character, but I feel like she is a great situational pick, which is what I don't think people quite understand personally. I think Runway is okay here. I was expecting the Vi since she wasn't banned, obviously on both sides, but we're seeing the Dima and Kestrel being run through again, which is like, Kestrel makes sense, but they're actually going with the Dima again, and that was something that I said earlier I was a little bit more concerned about and wasn't too sure how well it would actually do, but it seems to be going pretty okay. It worked for Brave Penguins the last time. I'm curious to see how it works for them this time around.
All right, well, we are jumping into game 2 now. Breach, King of the Hill, and we got some good compositions coming out. I like the Dallas Dima on the side of Brave Penguin. What can you say about that comp, though? Like, obviously the Vi, good pick, but the Dima and the Dallas.
So, on the side of Brave Penguin's comp, I'm not too sure, actually. I'm trying to think about like the perfect way to actually describe this, and the thing it is that I feel like that is probably the best way to describe it is keeping. They have a great composition at keeping people off of the objective for sure. Like, LAGr Esports are already on the site, but they're getting killed on the way in. Like, they got 2 seconds worth of objective time, and it doesn't follow things through as easily as you might hope for it to. The Mamba's also tearing people up too. It's a hard life. It is I think this is a rough comp to go against, honestly.
All right, and the push from Gobi, trying to get in there fast with his chalk. Simbo going to take down and go Gizzle. Another fight, almost wins it. Gets the dinks off, but not quite. Soka coming in, going to try to get a nade off. Nobody in there at all. Nobody close to that. Go Gizzle, though. Able to get one down. Good pick. That's going to give them temporary numbers advantage. Going to roll in on the retake. Never mind, they're set up early. This is an early setup, but the drones are going to take that out. No peeking here. Swap outs. Great job from him. Soka as well. We've seen that plenty of times from them, but look at this. That's going to be a very big play by these fellas, taking the whole darn team down, and now they're grabbing some good time. LAGr, much stronger, it seems, in the King of the Hill.
Yeah, it seems like for right now that it's becoming a lot harder for Brave Penguin to try and hold on to these sides. They're getting the kills where necessary, but LAGr are the ones in control of the objective majority of the time, right? And that's indicative of the score line and the point deficit. They'll be able to hold on to this site, I imagine, for potentially 20 seconds. Since LAGr got a majority of the points out of that, they're going to go ahead and concede this objective and then move on to the next one, which is where they're already heading to. You see one person's already behind, and they actually managed to get Gobi on the way in, which sucks because that is who they were sending forward to try and lock down the site. But now it's going to be just that more difficult for them to try and have this battle go their way. It was a 4v3, but now it's not looking so good for LAGr.
Swap outs probably just needed to wait a few extra seconds there. Maybe got a call out that player was low health, but gives up life anyways. Trying to get that player down a little bit more. Soka going in, comes in, gets the cleanups. Oh my gosh. Chaos ensues, and that's going to be 3 dead. Last one up is the Vi. That's going to be Gokilla trying to evade some damage, not taking any, so good play by him. So he's going to just wait for his teammate, get some angles to help him out. Oh, baby! That's going to be a nice little down onto Sin mode from Go Gizzle. That's going to help them out to get onto the point. But they have given up so much objective here. And it has just been very, very good on the side of Brave Penguin, managing to get these picks as well as time.
It seems like for right now that the picks are still going their way. Nothing has really changed except for the point differential. LAGr were in control and had the lead for quite some time, but now it doesn't seem like that's the case. 100 points already in the last King of the Hill objective that you have, using the Merv launcher just to try and see if you can clear things out of the way, and it does. I mean, this is they are putting on a clinic right now. And Brave Penguins, they're looking great, honestly. It is, what is it, like this is the last objective, and they have like a 50+ point differential. That's huge, honestly.
The early start was strong from LAGr, but right now, Brave Penguin are in the flow, and they are feeling it. They are so darn close to edging out this first round and making a huge statement. Gokilla, he's going to get the 180. Takes him down. Soka going to open this one up. On to 2. Billiams matches that. And here we go. 5 seconds. And that is going to do it for round number 1. And it looks a little bit rough right now for LAGr. They have got to get it together and get it together quick.
It seems like right now the ball is in Brave Penguin's court. I mean, I was talking about it beforehand during the draft they had such a strong control over the very, very last game, and it was so overall wild to be able to see them sort of have this adaptation throughout this tournament. They had such good control on the very, very first map, and I was talking about how dangerous it was to let them have momentum coming into this side of the coming into a respawn game mode. And we're seeing how dangerous that is. They've already won 50+ point differential, and they're already getting opening kills too. It's playing such a huge role in all of this. That's a full-on team wipe. They just killed everybody.
Yeah, they don't care. They just walk in. They say, this is our house. We take this over. This is our match, and we're closing it out. So here we go. Billiams getting the time, letting his teammates take over the angles necessary to keep him alive. Swap out's currently blind. I'm blind. We're all blind. But he comes in, and he's going to be able to stay alive momentarily. Gobi goes down. Gobi having a tough run of it, man. We just saw his stats. He hasn't gotten a single kill, which is very unfortunate. He needs to really step it up right now. And as I say that, the caster curse ensues. He immediately goes down, and that is going to be tough. Tough cookies. 3 dead for LAGr, and the time is going so quickly into the favor of Penguin. Penguin just looks too darn good, man. Fawn, what is going on? What is so right about Penguin today?
I think I really think they took the adaptation that they had in the very, very first set that they won, even though it was a nail-biter close set against their opponents earlier. I think that Brave Penguin really took to heart the adaptation they needed to have in the future games, right? And I've seen teams do this before. I'm not saying that they have done this. It is a possibility. But there's a lot of times where teams, after a match, even if they lose or win it, they'll go back and like look at very brief moments of their gameplay. Sometimes they'll even record it while they're playing, just so that way they can look back and have like a little bit of odd review. I'm not too sure if that's what Brave Penguin did, but it's not a stretch to be able to understand that, to look at it for a brief intermission, right? Be able to take notes, whatever the case may be. But I'm not sure. I mean, like, the only thing it is I can think of is they really did take that adaptation from the very first game they played it into heart. Like, that's about it, because it's very rare for a drastic change like this to happen, to where, like, we don't see them on the back foot all the time. But this is still something that you can write home about, man. I mean, like, this is probably the best looking we've seen them today. Like, they've done well. They won their sets, don't get me wrong. But this is like, we're looking at an entirely different team at this point.
Yeah, they've already got a ton of highlights from the day. They've got amazing performances, but hey, this isn't going to be the end. They've got one more match after this. It's going to be the grand finals, but they're just edging this one out, 131-4. This is just too easy for them. I mean, they need a challenge. Hopefully the grand finals is going to be that challenge. We've got the other semifinals, though. It is happening as we speak. So as soon as this one's over, be ready, because we're going to be hopping into that one.
Yeah, right now, this is pretty much curtains, right? One more second on the objective, and they literally have this pretty much covered unless they manage to contest it. Seems like for right now that this is going way over the heads of LAGr Esports. I don't think this is how they expect it to go down here at semifinals, but nevertheless, they gave it their all. The Brave Penguins, they are going to be the ones that take this by storm here. They make this a 2-0, very, very quick set here in semifinals. Like you said, we have another semifinals match that we can look at.
Yep, going to be checking that one out right now. We're going to be jumping in as soon as possible. We've got that feed already up and ready to rock. Let's see who we're going to be watching. Got the replays, though. Totally forgot about those. Let's check out the whole series of replays. Let's watch just the beauty of what we saw during these games. Just amazing snipes across the board. Saw Soka also just being that tank of a player, just running in and taking care of business. Excellent team shot across the board. But yeah, I think it was just it came down to being two things, really, is the momentum from Penguin, right? Their team is just looking incredible. And then the outclass. I think there was a bit of an outclass here. It's fair to say that the other side just wasn't ready for this kind of heat. It's a very good team, Penguin. They're here in the grand finals. They're ready for it. And like we said, there's not the big all-stars from Roco Company in tonight's Cup. So that allows for some new faces to be here in our finals. So I'm liking that. And this is only the beginning.